What's going to happen to this property. Patrick is calling me again. So this is just an opportunity to give the senior leadership of the hospital or the university a chance to talk about, what they would like to see for the campus. It's the largest land parcel in the city. Right now, it's being used for COVID patients. I don't know how long that is going to be the case. I mean, the pandemic continues to rage, so for the foreseeable future, that will not change. But I think it's really important for our community to start talking about what the community wants, what the university envisions, and how we can come together and find something that both of us, the residents of Takoma Park and the university, can be happy about. We don't want, a contentious situation. We want all parties to make sure that they are heard and that they can discuss what they would like to see on the campus. Let me tell you from the outset, there is no guarantee that everybody's ideas will be incorporated. And this is going to be a long process. It's not going to happen overnight. But I believe in all parties starting to talk. I would like to thank AJ Campbell for organizing the event. AJ, would you like to say anything before we get started?
Yes. So if everybody could put all their microphones on mute, you can stay on video if you'd like, but we'd really like to hear from the good people from Advent to start off with, and then we can follow up with some direct questions if that works for everyone.
Right, thank you, AJ. This is just one conversation. There will be many more conversations between everybody, the community, eventually the city. This is not a city-sponsored event. This is the Councilmember Ward 5 sponsoring this event for the community. This is enough me giving the intro. I think now is the time to introduce President William Spence of Washington Adventist University. His CFO, Patrick Farley, is supposed to join us. If Patrick gets on, he'll have a chance to also talk about what they see as what's going to happen on this campus. President Spence, Happy New Year. You have the floor.
Thank you very much, Councilman Smith. Thank you so much for setting this meeting up. And I want to also thank AJ Campbell for being part of the process. Happy New Year, everyone. We're all neighbors, and it's great to have this event where we can probably mostly get input from you as to where we are, what we would like to have in your neighborhood. And I want to express a deep appreciation for the neighbors and for the support for the university over time. Since 1904, this university has been in operations and being here in Takoma Park. I joined the university in 2008. And I'm a strong believer in education and what it does for the community. And my philosophy, before I share with you what we'd like to do with the site, my philosophy is based on 7 pillars of excellence in my administrative style. And one of those pillars is community. I strongly believe that an institution that is in the community should be a participant in the development and growth and contribute to the community. And so within council or District 5, I'm appreciative of Councilman Smith for setting up this meeting so we can have an opportunity to chat. Washington Adventist University is a strong liberal arts institution which has some challenges right now, as all higher education with the pandemic. Currently, we are not conducting 100% face-to-face instruction. We have limited face-to-face instruction, limited to our nursing program and some of the hard sciences because of the labs. But a majority of instruction currently is being done at a distance. The university is open, and I'm proud to say we have put in place safety measures, and we have not had any significant, as a matter of fact, none, positive outbreak here on the campus at all. If there is anybody who has been infected, they've been infected from outside the campus and have come in. But we have a protocol in place that is posted on our website that making sure that our faculty, staff, and students are safe. And that also means that within the community, we are safe. I also want to give you an invitation to, at some point, if you'd like to visit the campus and see how you can contribute. I don't know the background of most of our neighbors, but if you are retired, you know, so many, as a professional, whatever professional area you're in, I would like to make some contribution in support of the university, or even take a course. I think we have some discounts for senior citizens that can take a course here at Washington Adventist University. But let's get to the agenda at hand. When Adventist Healthcare or Washington Hospital indicated that they are finalizing their plans to relocate to White Oak, I made a proposal to the Board of Trustees that because of our campus and we are sort of locked into the growth and development of the campus, we would like to acquire the hospital site. Task force, a subcommittee of the board was established, and we did the financial assessment to see the feasibility of the university acquiring the site. I'm proud to say that the board gave its approval to purchase the site based on the growth and development of the university. We are a liberal arts university. Our largest program is nursing. And right now there's a significant shortage in the nursing profession. And so we are speaking with the local hospitals and how we can establish partnerships in order to enhance and grow our nursing program. As you probably know, we recently renovated through a grant from the state, the nursing health science program, and which is now the newest program on our campus. Very state-of-the-art learning facilities, and we have quite a waiting list for students to enter the nursing program. Our campus is, my provost said I should not call it old, I should call it antique. Our dormitories are old style community type residence halls, and they're not conducive to the millennial or the Gen Zs. And so we need to do some significant renovations on campus to get our campus up to modern standards. So what I've been doing at the moment, before I finalize on what the final product or site should be, I have been speaking with various members of the Montgomery County, the mayor of Takoma Park, and the various council members that are within this district and outside the district, county council members, even at large. they have an interest in what we do at the site, and I wanted to get their input. I've also spoken to individuals from the state, because I'd like to get some state funding in order to develop the site. As I spoke, and therefore I had a meeting with Councilman Smith, and to get his input as to what he would like, and to get his site. And it is through that he said we really should get the input from the neighbors also, and I welcome that. So I want the gist of the meeting is to get your input as to what you think the site should be. And speaking with the Mayor Stewart, and with the county council, I had spoken to started the conversation with the former county executive, Ike Leggett, but now had a conversation also with the current county executive. And we have come to the conclusion with input from the mayor and the county that there are probably 3 headings that we need to bring to that site. And the 3 headings are: 1, education; 2, healthcare; and 3, low-income housing, or affordable housing, I should probably say. Affordable housing, not low-income housing, affordable housing. So the 3 categories again are healthcare, education, and housing. What do those look like? That's have not been further defined. We are currently working with the planning board of the county, and I think they made a presentation, Councilman Smith, to the council some time ago. I think it was in maybe October or early November. And so the county is leading the process and the planning process. And we are still trying to define in detail what should be at the site. And I'm appreciative of this meeting so I can get some input from you as to what those 3 headings should look like. It's important that it blends in with the community. And I think with the hospital moving out, we still think, the university still think that there should be some healthcare aspect remaining, and that is a solid foundation for the community. And as you know, we are already an education facility, so we need to expand in some areas, primarily in the residence halls, and nursing. So let me open up to the floor to see if there are any questions relative to those 3 headings. Again, I'm working with the city. I'm working with the county, getting their input, and I think certainly appreciate the opportunity to get your input as we finalize or develop and finalize.
President Spence, before we do that, Patrick Farley has joined us.
Yes.
So let's give Patrick an
very good.
opportunity to give some brief remarks if he would like to add anything.
All right, let me introduce him. Vice President Farley is our Chief Financial Officer. He's a graduate of the university. He has long tenure with the university, probably the longest tenure on the cabinet at the university. So he is part of the administration, city administration of the university. And he will, VP Farley, I was informing them of the 3 headings and that I'm seeking their input as we finalize plans. So if you have please be introduced and you can make some comments to our neighbors.
Well, thank you so much. Hopefully you can hear me. My video, for some reason, it's not working. I apologize. I would love to have my camera on, but it's for some reason it's not clicking in. So it keeps giving me an error message. But I want to thank everybody for attending tonight. We're part of the community, and we're so proud to be part of the Takoma Park community and looking toward the future of this site. Like Dr. Spence said before, and Dr. Spence, I heard almost everything you said because I was here for most of it. So, and I guess as you've heard Dr. Spence say, our focus is on housing, education, and healthcare, and that's our focus. And we're looking for input from you to help us proceed forward on this process. This is a very historic piece of land for us and our church, and we look forward to serving the community and the use of this property. So, and I want to thank Jarrett Smith for putting this together tonight. So thank you very much, Councilman Smith. I want to thank you so much for what you said.
Thank you, Patrick. There was a question before everybody jumps in that came through about the mini master plan. Right now, the site is zoned for single-family homes. The hospital, Adventist Hospital, they got a waiver to build a hospital, but to do anything else, any of the ideas that President Spence had, any ideas that may come forward, the zoning would have to change, right? And so we're going to go through, as a city, the mini master plan process. That will be on the council Thursday, January 21st. So please tune in for that council meeting so you can hear about some of the ideas that are going to come forward about potential new zoning. Nothing is set in stone yet. This will take at least a year before we go through the entire process. And there are many opportunities for the public to comment on this. So, but we need to get started. And we need to hear what you want as a community. So when these conversations about the mini master plan with the planning department, they can be incorporated in what you would like to see and also what the university would like to see on the site. So AJ, I'm gonna turn it over to you for the questions. Do you have any questions right now that you would like to propose to the leadership of Washington Adventist University?
Yes, Karen. Karen, you can unmute and ask a question. Karen Elrich?
I am unmuted.
Oh.
I am unmuted. Can you hear me?
Hear you.
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Do you vision keeping the building and repurposing it or tearing it down?
We did an assessment. The engineer came in and did an assessment, and the costs, it was really built for a hospital. And the costs and the age of the building, the preferred plan would be to tear that down and put something up new.
Okay.
I guess I can just jump in. Seth Grimes, Dr. Spence, I was wondering, has Washington Adventist University actually bought the site, or do you have a contract or other clear statement from Adventist Healthcare that they will sell you the site?
We have a contract that they will sell the site. It was scheduled for closing this past September, but COVID-19 came to town. And when that came into town, that postponed it because they wanted to have facilities there to exit. It is still occupied by Adventist Healthcare. To my knowledge, they are still having their mental, behavioral, and rehab facilities still there. But the board, both boards have agreed to sell the property. We just have not. We still need to finalize a closing date.
Thank you.
Oh, a question from Ken Flummer. Does affordable housing include affordable housing for seniors?
We are open to that possibility. It may be some as I get input. That's a possibility that's been identified, and we welcome that. I think it's a great asset to have retired folks by the university. They can benefit from many of our programs, or music program, or athletic programs. They want to come over and see a basketball game or a soccer game. If they want to take a course, we have discount for seniors, and we think that would be a great environment, especially for nurses that may get some opportunity to provide care, or even students getting jobs in that environment. So yes, that's part of the discussion. Ms. Karen?
Well, if we put a child care center in there, then we would have a multi-generational approach to living, which is just so important, I think, in creating community.
That's
So I
correct.
just wanted to put that little thing in here, and that's one of the purposes that the county is looking for, is childcare. It's really needed in this area.
Right, and that would blend in again with our university, in that although we had some challenges in enrollment in our education program, a K through 12 program, we had to suspend that for a while because enrollment was down. But again, it's not suspended. It's still a part of the program. So their practice teaching and early childhood, it's still part of the university, and that, so yes, that's also on the table.
We have another question from Matthew Hardwick. Is there any interest in leasing space to local biomedical businesses?
Oh yeah, we're open to that. As a matter of fact, we are wide open, especially if there's a means of a revenue generation capacity, then that is beneficial to the university. But also, we want to create, as I spoke with Councilman Smith, we want to create some community space also, so that if someone is having an event or something that blends into the university, we have to redefine that, I guess. But we certainly want to create some community space also.
Well, Takoma Park is the festival city. We have them all the time, so or we used to. Let's see, Robin Platsky had a question. Is the professional building at the entrance also part of the parcel? I think she means the doctor's offices, I think.
No, that does not convey. That is a separate entity, condominium, that building does not convey. All the others does, but not the medical office building.
Gina Gaspin wants to know, will there be an urgent care center still on the site?
Urgent care, yes. Well, there is one now, and if we lose that one, we definitely would like to have one. We believe that healthcare should be part of the community.
Okay. How large is the park? Oh, I'm sorry, this is Jamie and Eli. I don't see any last names. How large is the parcel that would convey? So I guess what's the total footprint?
Right, VP 41 was the 14 acres?
It's about 13 acres, Dr.
13
Spence.
acres,
yeah. Melissa Kahn wants to know, will the parking garage be maintained or torn down? At
this point, it will be torn down, demolished with the hospital building. I mean, and again, you have to take the plans we have are in pencil, so it is not permanent, and it is dynamic, and it's changing, and so I'm gathering input, but as I get input, so please don't quote me on some of the speculations. It's not hard and fast and written in ink.
Can I jump in with a verbal? This is partly a question, also just partly to say, as a Takoma Park resident, the university has been a really good citizen and neighbor for a lot of time, even when Takoma Park wasn't as cool as it is now. And so I as a neighbor really support rezoning for as many different options as can be allowed, to give the university flexibility to split the site up into different lots, to mix uses, to expand itself, to spin some land off to fund programs. So, sort of I trust you as a neighbor, and
thank you.
I have my own ideas, but I'd rather hear your ideas and see what you're able to come up with, and sort of as the city and the county, love to give you the zoning and the support that you need to sort of deliver all that. So thanks for doing this, and we really appreciate the presence you've been in the community for a long time.
Thank you so much. We want to be part of the community, and thank you for recognizing that.
Karen, why don't you go ahead?
Are any of the other buildings going to be torn down? All of them, some of them?
Nothing firm as yet on that. It depends on what the details come in. But if we need to, we may need to do that. Definitely, there is another one building there. I don't remember what it's called. You probably can help me with that. That is already falling apart. I think people describe that as falling into the creek, and so that definitely will come down.
Goodness. Question from Skylar Levine. Is there an opportunity to develop the space for mixed use, e.g. retail, coffee shop, to service a potential new multi/single family housing community?
Yes, that's what we are thinking of. There right now, if our students would like to, the cafeteria is closed and they want to get a snack, there's nothing real there. They have to travel quite a way. So we would like some of the essential things. Some of the young ladies would probably like to get their nails done or their hair done, or just make it. Let me share this with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm inspired. He's no longer there, but I was inspired by the president of College Park and how they have created a community. And we want to create a community, especially with the Purple Line coming by. We want to create a community that is compatible and satisfactory relative to the Takoma Park neighborhood. So that these essentials, people can walk across, get some of the essentials done. Definitely no big box. Let's rule that out. No big box. So we can take that off the table. It's more the community type of atmosphere.
We can always use some more vegetarian restaurants around here. So
there we go. We certainly recommend that. By the way, as you mentioned that, I did hear it. The best vegetarian cuisine is at Washington Adventist University.
100%.
I don't know if you knew this. And we invite the community to come in. It's the best vegetarian cuisine. Mm-hmm. And it's very reasonable. For $7, you can all you can eat. Come on now. Where do you find that?
Our community's been rocked by the arrival of the first vegan donut shop. There's been a line out the door. There is a genuine interest in our community for vegetarian and vegan options for sure. Where are we? Deborah Stoll had a question. Is the medical building at the end? If that medical building at the entrance does not convey, who owns it, and what will they do with it? And also about the medical building that faces Maple. You mean the hospital?
The cardiac, yeah, the cardiac building conveys. VP Farley, who owns the medical building there? The Adventist Healthcare?
No, the medical building on Carroll Avenue is a condominium, and it's owned by all
different owners.
So I believe Adventist Healthcare may have 1 or 2 units, but the majority of the units are owned by individual doctors and people that work for the community.
Comment from Ashley Brookshire. I strongly agree with Salem Firth's comments. Let's give you as much flexibility as possible as we move forward. So a big vote of confidence there.
Well, thank you so much. I think we believe in the community, and I'm going to quote you on that we had a community meeting, and our neighbors are supportive of the university and want to have flexibility. But also, I'm very sensitive to making sure that you are a part and can come in, and whether it's a social event or whatever we do, it enhances the community.
Question from Melissa Kahn. Does WAU have the personnel and expertise to manage such a large real estate development project? I guess the underlying question is, are you going to bring in an outside team?
Oh yeah, definitely. my specialty is education. That's my specialty, and I'm wise enough to know my limitations, and we need to go out and get experts who can work with the community, not coming in and decide what's best for the community. No, that doesn't work. We need to get someone who can come into the community, has a dialogue with the community, and you help them decide what it should be. So yes, we need to get experts and create an additional support for that building.
All right, can I follow up with a question? So, but who would have the final word? You would get a real estate development team partner, but who is it? The board of WAU that would have the final word about deciding what's a good deal, how it's gonna be managed? I mean, where does this end?
Yeah, the final say would be the board of trustees, correct? But what I bring to the board of trustees is what the community, the city and the county would, I want to build that package.
Right.
And bring it to the board, but
right.
Yeah.
And does anybody on the board have real estate development experience?
Yes, we do have some board members with real estate experience. As a matter of fact,
could you tell us their names?
I'd have to, I'll get that for you. VP Farley, please put that on a note. I will identify the
Well, we have an attorney on the board that works with real estate development, and there are some others. And Dr. Spence, I'll get the list for you.
Yeah, we got the list and circulated. But again, it would be a board. Because of the board of trustees, we're not putting them to work. That may be a conflict of interest. So.
I understand that, but supervising such a big project really takes a lot of experience. And as you said, you're an educator, you're not a real estate developer.
That is correct. That is correct.
Paul Huebner, do you want to speak now? I'm going to put this on
Paul,
a
you're on
t-shirt.
mute.
You're on mute, Paul.
Thank you. I was trying to be polite by muting. Will the continuing healthcare facility be built into the mini master plan and a defined portion of it allocated to affordable housing? My two concerns are continuation of some sort of medical facility that can be further defined, and a absolutely defined portion for affordable housing, whether it's 25% or 15%. I mean, the county has regs, but this is something that should be properly dealt with in the mini master rezoning application, I believe.
That is correct.
So, is that going to happen? And what portion is it?
Well, we haven't decided on the portions yet, but we are on the search for a firm that will be able to guide us and work with the county, work with the city on those matters.
Karen, did you have another question? I'm sorry.
Just a statement. As we move out of COVID and are able to focus a lot more on climate change, I just want to make sure that that's something that you all are including in how you build it, what is being built, and how that affects the climate that we're living in. So that
very good point. I'm going to ask VP Farley to identify the two buildings, two primary buildings that we built or renovated, how friendly or environmental friendly it is.
So we built a music building, and we also have built the board building, which has a lot of the high-tech nursing in it and so forth. Those were both green buildings, and they were LEED buildings as well. So we would be going for LEED Gold, or no less than LEED Silver, of course, but we would probably be going for LEED Gold for any new construction that would be happening. So that's what we've done. Even on the parking lot that we built behind the ball field, all those lights are solar lights, and you may not be aware of that, but They're all solar lights. So all new construction we're doing, we take that into consideration for our carbon footprint.
Just a response, just to give you a heads up, this county itself is going to be pushing for something even higher than LEED Gold and how developments are being put in. So just to make sure that you're kind of aware of that.
Okay.
It should be happening soon. So LEED Gold will be less than what they're going to be asking people to build.
Okay.
Interesting. Elizabeth Wallace had a question. Will changes be made to roads to facilitate access, egress, and even bypass?
We have not reached that level of planning. So the traffic should not be significant, should be less than what the hospital had. We definitely don't plan of having a helicopter coming in. And whatever vehicles coming, they won't be screaming unless they're going to somebody's house. But we have not reached that level of planning quite yet.
Question again from Jamie and Eli. Understanding that much may still be up in the air, what else might you be able to say about the air quotes education purpose? Would that be for higher ed related to university exclusively, or might we interpret the possibility to include options? I got it. That to include coordination with the MCPS, subdividing to sell a portion of them. I imagine. I know the site was on the list of locations looked to address overcrowding a few years back. So I'm guessing the idea of putting an MCPS campus on the site.
We definitely want to do some higher education, but we are open to other Montgomery, it all depends on who brings the money to the table and how that formula is determined. But we're still open.
We have a question from Vikram. Glad you mentioned College Park. I've been there often and would love for a development like that to open at the site. And the College Park campus is lovely. The new building is just absolutely stunning. The new computer science building is
I'd love to bring that to Takoma Park.
Mm-hmm.
Not that gigantic size, we are right sized, we are not to that, but the services and the quality of building and how it blends in with the community, those are points that I think I have envy as I spoke with the former president of College Park.
Another follow-up from Jamie and Eli. Grateful to Dr. Spence and Mr. Farley's willingness to speak to us all. What a lovely demonstration of what it means to be a community, as Dr. Spence noted.
Right.
Very sweet. Rachel Anderson, does WAU's religious identity lead to any preferred purpose for the site? Perhaps ones that are already described, housing, education, and health. And are there any purposes ruled out by WAU? I imagine not a bar. I mean,
certain things are definitely ruled out. We will not have a bar. We will
butcher
not.
shop.
Right. Yeah. There are some things that we'll ruled out.
Tobacco factory.
Tobacco factory. It needs to be in alignment with the sort of or faith-based structure of health, education, and housing.
Laura Cromwell, as you know, there is a significant issue with the drainage at the facility. What are the plans to ensure that is corrected?
We will do that based on county standards. Whatever is needed to be done, we will do that. We realize that once we put shovel in the ground, a lot of the coding will require certain things, and we're going to plan on doing that.
Does anybody have any other questions that you want to send in? Paul, again?
Paul's talking, but he's on mute.
Okay.
Unmute
I'll
yourself.
figure this out one day. Is the president thinking to self-build and self-finance, or to do a PPP, a public-private partnership?
We're open. We're looking to public-private partnership. We're looking to find funding, and there are some possibilities out there. So that's going to be the formula we work with.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Another comment from Laura Cromwell. I think this might be a follow-up. Please let us know when the next steps are for community neighbor input. Thank you very much for doing this. We live across the street and are a neighbor of Dr. Spence's. And this is very important to us as we appreciate the outreach. And I will have to say, Takoma Park does better with more community input and more community meetings rather than less. So I would say space these on a regular basis. And then as we get closer to significant points, even accelerate them more. I think having more meetings is going to be better for the long run.
I agree. And right now, the ball is in with the county with the mini plan, and they've been working with the city. I think our next first meeting, as Councilman Smith mentioned, is going to be the 21st of January. And so we will work with them on that. And hopefully by that time, we can identify experts and get them engaged so that they can speak the development language and bridge that gap between education and development.
Karen?
Sorry for having so much to say.
Oh, no, we appreciate your input.
When we throw around the word affordable housing, it's not really affordable to a lot of folks. And I'd like to challenge you to take a look at those folks where affordable means less than $1,000 a month. Your $700 and $800 a month folks, which I think if you work with the county, because they're interested in doing that at least a portion of it, because when they talk about affordable, when you're talking with developers, they're talking $1,300, $1,400, $1,500, $1,600, $1,700 a month. And I understand that because it costs a lot to build things.
That's correct.
But maybe there's a way the community can work so that we can at least afford, I mean, even the people who are going to work there can't afford to live there when you have affordable.
That is the key thing right there.
Yes.
We want the people who work within the university. Right now, they can't afford to live in Takoma Park. There was many of the workers at the university.
Yeah.
And so it's a salary of the policeman and the teacher and the fireman, you know. And as I speak with the county, you know, there are various formulas. I can't share them with you because I'm not an expert in how they determine the formulas and what have you. But there are certain formulas that they're talking about as to how that would work for making them affordable. Thank you for pointing that out.
Thank you.
Ms. Karen is an expert in this. Is your background real estate or development?
No, my background is an activist, and I live in Ward 5. Lived there for 35 years.
Okay.
And the hospital, I had been thinking about what could happen to the hospital for years. As soon as I knew they were moving out,
okay.
I would have loved to keep it. I would love to have made affordable housing and inside of it, and a community kitchen, and I have a lot of dreams.
Right.
So I'm trying to see here where we can fix some of those dreams.
Right.
If you feel like you have to tear it down.
Okay.
So yeah, just a lot of thought.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Another sort of follow-up from Micah. Our local kids in Long Branch, Sligo love playing on the Adventist lawns. It's their best local space to play with wide open space. Might the planning incorporate some existing or even new community spaces? Festival space, perhaps?
Yes, we you know, especially being so close to the creek, we are thinking about how can we make that even more attractive and therapeutic. And so that when you want to relax and the kids play, you can think about the campus of Washington Adventist University. You know, I would love for the sign, you know, when you enter Takoma Park, that there's a sign up that says, "Welcome to Takoma Park, home of Washington Adventist University." You know, I mentioned that at one meeting in the presence of Hike Leggett, and he said, "Sir, you have it wrong. What we really need to have is a sign that says, "Welcome to Montgomery County, home of Washington Adventist University." By the way, I don't know if our neighbors know, this is the only residential higher education institution in Montgomery County.
Okay, another comment from Deborah Stoll. Very glad to finally have some information. It has been like an information desert. Thank you for watering it.
Good. My pleasure. Our pleasure.
And finally, it seems from Joan Clement, when you talk about certain percentage of affordable housing, it sounds like a certain percentage will be market rate. Is that accurate? I would like to see all the housing and rental housing be truly affordable.
Yes, and again, it's the ratio of what that, and I think the county has a formula. As a matter of fact, I think Karen mentioned this. The county is looking to establish about 40,000. I think that's the number. Affordable housing within the county, and so that's why they were very enthusiastic about what we were planning to do. But the tricky thing is, you know, they let me clearly know that we have to have Takoma Park buy into it, and then the county is just going to be automatic because they really support the concept of what we're planning to do. So it's a matter of working the grassroots and getting the endorsement and support from the community, and that will make the project work.
Looks like that is our final question. Oh, wait, Ken
And then,
Flemmer.
and then I have one.
Okay.
Dr. Spence, there's a lot of faith-based entities that have built in a public-private partnership. Mount Jezreel, Hughes Methodist, Camillus have all put up affordable housing structures, senior housing structures on parts of their property that were underutilized. I think it would be of value to talk to some of them. I personally haven't talked to them, but I'm aware, and I've engaged some with some of the residents that live in those properties. So there's some good models around here to learn from what their pros and cons and experiences have been. Thanks.
Thank you very much. And I will add to that in our search for a partner or consultant that work with us, we're looking for that experience. People who have worked with size communities like Takoma Park, who have knowledge on real estate, who have funding formulas. So we have quite a standard. VP Farley, did I cover all of them as to who we're looking for to help us get this project going? But
Yes, I think you covered most of that, Dr. Smith.
again, we're not looking for the big boys to come in here and push things around, and no, we want to work in alignment with the community. I can't overemphasize that because we want to be part of the community.
Sneaking question from Ashley Brookshire. Do you think the housing units will be rentals or condos?
We're thinking ownership. Yeah, we're thinking primarily ownership.
Paul, last one, and then I get to ask mine.
Okay.
Thank you. I just want to comment. I want to back up what Karen was saying. It was either Habitat or Rebuilding Together, which used to be Christmas in April. I worked with both organizations. The county has some kind of income requirement. A family of four, they will accept people making up to $120,000. And if that's the present status of affordable housing in Montgomery County, although it might be what it costs, I know multitudes of people that do not have that level of income right in the city. And if that's where the rates are pegged, it's going to exclude a lot of the existing residents as well as future residents who really need affordable housing. So, and Ken probably knows the exact numbers, but I just want to raise that issue. I think it's important.
Dr. Spence, I believe our consultant when we talked to us before, they were thinking mostly of what we were talking about previously, which was the teacher, the police officer, the fireman type salaries. We're looking at salaries that people make. So they were thinking of that 1,500 below price, and there's no, this is just, like I said, penciled in right now, but the idea is affordable housing. So we don't want to put in housing that's, like you're saying, is for families making 150,000 or something like that. That wasn't the idea behind it.
All right, my turn. So my biggest wish for Ward 5 is to have a no-cost dental clinic tied to Montgomery County.
Okay.
Through their dental program, perhaps in coordination with Catholic Charities. I know they run dental clinics. We need an access point here for public services.
Okay.
Dental is an amazing way to bring people in, to get them enrolled into services, to get them signed up, to get them access. It also is great for our undocumented population to have access, no questions asked access. I think it's in keeping, certainly, with Washington Adventist philosophy. And I think it's something that we desperately need. When Councilmember Smith brought a dental van to the hospital site, to the parking lot, there was so many people.
Mm-hmm.
The need is so great.
Right. I will share with you as we close out what inspired me for this. I have been a part of the Leadership Montgomery. I went through the program. And when I took that program, it gave me tours of various aspects within Montgomery County. And when I went up North County and see all the facilities they have, even a cricket field, come on in. And when you come back down to where we are, why is it so disproportionate? And so I said, no, we need to, not necessarily the same things they have there, but the community needs to identify what they need, but we need to have some of that resources here for the community. And that's what has inspired me to with this land that is here now, to really partner with the community, with the city, with the county, and create that well-being for our citizens and our students here in Montgomery County. So the need for dental, VP Farley have taken a note of that, and that fits in with our health, some health aspect. So that fits in with our planning. Thank you very much, Councilman Smith. Again, thank you so much for facilitating this meeting. I think it's very productive, and we'll continue to do more of this as soon as we have more information. Probably after the 21st, if there's new content, we can probably identify that and have a conversation again. Thank you very much.
Spence, thank you so much. Thank you, Patrick Farley. I want to thank all the residents who attended. Bern, I see you there. You didn't ask a question. I mean, I was surprised you didn't have a question, but it's good to see you, Bern. Thank you all. This is just the start. We will have more meetings. It is critical that community input is part of what this site looks like, right? This is not something that is going to be around for 5 years, 10 years. This might be part of our community for a generation. So it is critical that everybody is at the table and we can talk about it now. This is something for our kids, our parents, even our grandparents with senior housing. But I would love to see a lot of these ideas that were discussed this evening incorporated in some way. It will be a mixed-use property, I believe. It will be mixed income. It will be some ownership, some rental. We need to move people that are in rental housing into ownership, if that is what they prefer. I would also like to see some townhomes on the site, just almost a village, a mixture of all types of things happening on that site for our community. Thank you all. I would like to invite everybody to the meeting we're going to have tomorrow at 6:30 to talk about technology and the library, how we can expand library services in the city. So that should be an excellent meeting. Thank you all. Look forward to talking about this again. Have a great evening. And AJ, I appreciate everything. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you, Dr. Spence.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Have a good
Councilman.
evening. Happy New Year.